Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Seeing Beyond and Through with Monty. Right here before you, we have these words. I'm a woman. I ain't like Tiger Woods. Wyatt told Essence. The truth is, I'm 25% black. I claim to be black, Native American, and white. I'm all of it. If you ask me, what are you? I'm going to say I'm a woman. I stand up for all women. During her Essence interview, Wyatt also disclosed that she witnessed the prejudice her parents endured for having a mixed family, which explains her outburst with what they claim it was the outburst with Christopher Milan. So there you have a statement by Wyatt, and I want to talk about this particular statement. And Wyatt as in Kiki Wyatt. So let me just say this. I have never really followed her. I've never really been into her. I've heard of her. Heard some of her antics. Some of the crazy things in which she's has done. But I have never known this particular statement right here. I never knew that she admitted to being 25% black, which is what I want to touch on, which is a point in which I have made in previous videos about this particular topic, and it basically proves my point. So Kiki Wyatt is 25% black by her own admission. By that admission, she's not black. This is an ethnic white woman. Here she is again with blonde hair. She's an ethnic white woman. She's a majority white. Okay, Danny Lay is an ethnic white woman. Here she is right there. She's majority European. Here's her DNA breakdown. You can clearly see right there. Portugal, Spain, Italy. And when you start getting to the African, European Jewish right there at the top right there, it goes out that she's majority European. But I want to touch on something. Cardi B would be around the same thing. She's an ethnic white woman also. Majority European. Evelyn Lozada, another one. She's an ethnic white woman. But what do all these ethnic white women have in common? Here's Gina Rodriguez. She's an ethnic white woman too, but she doesn't claim to be black. She stays in her lane by claiming to be Latina. But let me just tell you one thing that they have in common. They hang around and hoover around and stick around in the black community. And as I have tried to explain to you, even with Kiki Wyatt stating that she's 25% black, Danny Lay being majority European, no doubt Cardi B is, Evelyn Lozada as well, they stay within the black community because they know within the black community they have power and privilege. They know that they are on the top of the pole, the top of the echelon, the top of the food chain, only because they have light skin. And as I have asserted to you, if they went into the white community, they would be on the bottom. They would not be desired like they are in the black community, within the white community. They stay where they know they are most wanted. They would not even be desired within the Latin community. It would be the Sofia Vergara's, or it would be the many of the women who won Mrs. Venezuela or Mrs. Colombia, the white Latinas. So they safely stay put in within the black community because they know that colorism benefits them. Colorism is a caste system within the black community. That benefits them, regardless of them being very plain looking. None of them are ugly, but they're just very plain looking, light skinned women, ethnic white women. Because if they know if they went into the white community, they would be at the very bottom because they would have to compete with her. And not that these white women are beautiful. I chose very plain looking white women also. But with them being plain white women, they are still white. They would have it all over them. This is the reason why they choose to hang out within the black community. They don't dare go and identify as being white, which is what they should identify as, because they are ethnic white women. Or they would have to compete with the white man's second choice, Asian. So as you clearly see, those ethnic-looking white women will be not the first choice of white men. They will not be the second choice of white men. But even with them being very plain-looking, they will be the first choice of black men because of colorism. They don't want to compete with her. They don't want to compete with her. And guess what? They can't really compete with her. After white women, the white man's second choice is an Asian woman. They cannot compete with Asian women. So that is the reason why these light-skinned ethnic white women stay within the black community, because they know that they have privilege there. They know that within that particular community, the black community, they're on the higher ups. I'm going to let you in on a little secret too. Some of you may have paid attention before, but for those of you who are new, I'm going to repeat it again. See these darker skinned black women? When white people are into black people, they tend to like them darker. They tend to prefer the darker tones. So within the white community, they would have no privilege even among dark-skinned black women, because they are not considered exotic. What is considered exotic is something farther from white. Darker tones like this is considered exotic. The closer they are to whiteness, those ethnic white women are not considered exotic. These darker toned women here are considered exotic. I find that white people tend to prefer an African experience when they are choosing black women. And that goes with the dark skin. They don't mind kinky hair. They wouldn't have anything over these women right here. And I want to point out something. Adut, she's the #1 female model, black model in the world. Why isn't she, as they called, who the girl, Danny Lay, a song called Yellowbone? Why isn't she light skinned? Why is she dark skinned? Who controls the modeling world? It's not controlled by black people. This is what white people prefer when they are into black women. Now, the vast majority of white men are not into black women. They prefer white than Asian. But when they do prefer black women, it is of the darker tones. This is the reason why she is the #1 black model in the world, has been for the past 3 years. And before her, look who was the #1 black model there, Naomi Campbell. Naomi Campbell is dark also. Not as dark as someone from South Sudan or Sudanese, but she's dark too. Naomi Campbell is not yellow bone. She's not light skinned. Once again, who controls the modeling industry? No doubt about it, if blacks did control it, controlled the modeling industry, then you would see much more lighter skinned models. But no, they are of darker tone. So, look at her right here. She would be a white man's dream who's into black women, more so than those ethnic white women. What I want to say about these women too. Let's go back to the ethnic white women, these here. I noticed that when they're in the black community, it just seems like they cause a lot of trouble. They just cause a lot of dissension. It's almost like they become very problematic. They don't really have anything good to offer the black community, to the point where I wish they would identify as white. And black people, we have got to do a better job with gatekeeping. We need to not put these women on the cover of black magazines, Essence, Ebony, BET Award Show, even though we don't control that particular network. Lady of Soul Awards, if they are stating that they are 25% black, and they're showing a very much an ambivalence against black people, black struggle. They're diminishing it. They're bringing it into this all lives matter. Why in the hell are we continually fooling around with them? We need to just let them go. I mean, really, problematic things, problematic people, stop supporting them. We need to have some type of a way where we're guarding the black community against people. If they could benefit within the white community, believe me, they would go there. But they know where they can benefit from. We need to stop being so accommodating, stop being so damn nice. And I did a video about the one drop rule. Some of you are applying that. But as you know, that rule was not really widespread in America. But it just still seems like some people are applying that. And for these problematic women who just cause nothing but problems within the black community, they're not bringing anything positive there. We need to just shut them out. I mean, we do not have to support their Twitter, their Instagram, their online this or online that, their streaming music, the shows in which they are on. We don't have to support them. With them being majority white, let them go into the white community where they're not wanted. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that was another edition of Seeing Beyond and Through with Monty, and I will see you beyond and through.